The Genius Within, Tapping into Inspiration, Imagination and Infinite Potential by Jamie Love. Copyright 2024 Jamie Love, all rights reserved. No part of this book may be reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted in any form or by any means, electronic, mechanical, photocopying, recording, or otherwise, without prior written permission from the author, except for brief quotations used in a review or citation. This book is intended to inspire and empower readers through personal insights, reflections, and creativity. While every effort has been made to ensure the accuracy of information presented, this book is not intended to replace professional advice or serve as a definitive scientific resource. The content reflects the author's interpretations and perspectives and should be viewed as such. For permissions or inquiries, please contact agelessbeautycollective@gmail.com. I dedicate this book to my son Dylan, whose inquisitive mind and brilliant ideas have inspired me to discover my own genius within. A note from the author. Dear reader, welcome to The Genius Within. This book is an invitation, a calling, a journey. It is an exploration of the boundless creativity and infinite potential that reside within you. It is a reminder that you are not here by chance. You are here for a reason. Your gifts, your dreams, your imagination, they are all part of a divine design, waiting to be embraced and expressed. I believe that genius is not reserved for a select few. It is not confined to lofty achievements or intellectual superiority. Genius is a state of alignment, a place where inspiration meets imagination, where the infinite intelligence of the universe flows through you and into the world. It is available to everyone, including you. In this book, I share what I've learned about tapping into this genius, not as an expert, but as a fellow traveller on the journey. I come from a place of humility and love, knowing that I am still learning, still growing, and still discovering the depths of what it means to live in alignment with the divine. You'll find that this book is not just about creativity, it's about connection. It's about reconnecting with yourself, with the world around you, and with the infinite intelligence that moves through all things. My hope is that as you read these pages, you will feel inspired, uplifted, and empowered to explore your own genius path. I hope you will find the courage to trust your imagination, the strength to overcome fear, and the grace to let go of perfection. I hope you will come to see yourself for what you are, a being of infinite potential, a vessel for divine creativity, and a light in this world. Above all, I hope this book serves as a reminder that you are not alone. You are deeply connected to yourself, to others, and to the universe. You are supported, guided, and loved every step of the way. Thank you for allowing me to share this journey with you. Thank you for showing up for yourself and for the gifts you are here to offer the world. With love and gratitude. Jamie Love. Chapter 1. What is genius? We often hear the word genius and think of someone extraordinary, someone who stands out, someone rare, someone untouchable. History has made icons of the so-called geniuses. Names like Leonardo da Vinci, Einstein, Mozart, and Shakespeare. These figures are revered as though they possess something unattainable, a brilliance granted to them by some mysterious force. But what if we've misunderstood genius all along? Genius is not an exclusive gift bestowed upon a lucky few. It's not something that exists outside of us, far beyond our reach. Genius is already within each and every one of us, waiting patiently for us to recognize it, to call it forth. It's not about extraordinary intellect or achieving monumental feats. It's about inspiration meeting imagination. It's about the simple yet profound ability to listen, to create, to express the unique light that resides within. At its heart, genius is a state of being, a state of alignment with something greater than ourselves. It is when the mind becomes a conduit for divine inspiration, and the imagination takes that spark and gives it form. This is not just reserved for the artist or the scientist. It's accessible to the dreamer, the writer, the mother, the teacher, the entrepreneur, the child drawing pictures on the sidewalk. Genius shows up in small moments as often as grand ones. In words of kindness, in quiet innovations, in love expressed, in ideas born from nowhere. Genius is inspiration plus imagination. One cannot exist without the other. Inspiration is the spark. It's what comes to us when we quiet the noise, tune in, and listen. It's the whisper of an idea, the vision that flashes across our mind, the thought that excites us so much we can't sit still. Imagination, on the other hand, is the bridge between the unseen and the seen. It is where inspiration becomes tangible, where energy becomes action. If inspiration is divine, then imagination is the gift that allows us to co-create with the divine. Together, they awaken the genius within us. Breaking the myth. For too long, we've been conditioned to believe that genius is unreachable, that it belongs only to those with extraordinary talent, relentless discipline, or exceptional intelligence. And yet, if you look closely, you will see that genius is not always about intellect. Sometimes it's the simple yet brilliant solution that arises from intuition. Sometimes it's the breathtaking beauty of a melody or a work of art. Sometimes it's an idea so natural and right it feels like it was always meant to be. You see, genius does not require perfection. It does not demand approval. It does not belong to those with power or privilege. Genius belongs to the one who is willing to listen and trust, to the one who dares to imagine and create. It belongs to you. When we believe the myth that genius is reserved for the chosen few, we rob ourselves of our own brilliance. We silence our inspiration, dismiss our imagination, and shrink back into smallness. But when we let go of this limiting belief, when we realize that genius lives in all of us, we open ourselves to the infinite potential of the universe. Genius isn't something you find outside of yourself. It's not something you have to earn or prove. It's something you allow. It's already here, already alive within you, waiting to be expressed. Inspiration is not a one-time event. It's a relationship, an ongoing connection to something greater than ourselves. It's the soft nudge, the sacred whisper that says, create. The world is filled with infinite ideas, waiting for someone to say yes. And when you pair that inspiration with your unique imagination, you step into the flow of genius. You are not here by accident. You have gifts that only you can offer. You have dreams that only you can bring to life. You are part of the great symphony of creation, and your genius is an essential note within it. So I ask you this: are you willing to listen, to trust, to tap into the genius within you? It doesn't matter who you are or where you've been. It doesn't matter what the world has told you about your worth, your ability, or your potential. Genius is not something out there. It is something in here, inside your heart, your mind, your soul. It is time to let go of what's held you back. It is time to embrace your inspiration, ignite your imagination, and allow your genius to flow. Because the world needs your light, your vision, your creations. And the best part? You don't have to do it alone. You are guided. You are loved. You are already enough. You are a genius in your own right. And it all begins with this simple truth: genius is available to you. Let's unlock it together. Chapter 2. Universal Intelligence, the Source of Genius. There is an intelligence that flows through all of existence, a vast, infinite field of energy and wisdom that connects every living thing. Some call it the universe, God, source, or divine consciousness. Whatever name feels right to you, it is the essence of life itself. It is the breath we take without thinking, the heartbeat that keeps us alive, the unseen force that turns a seed into a tree and a thought into creation. This intelligence is not separate from us. It flows through us. It is both the origin of genius and the bridge that allows us to access it. The greatest minds, creators, and dreamers throughout history have tapped into this universal intelligence, often describing it as a knowing beyond their own understanding. A moment where an idea, a solution, or a vision simply arrived. It wasn't forced or conjured, it was received as though it had always existed, waiting for the right vessel to bring it forth. You are that vessel. The field of infinite possibility. Imagine for a moment that all ideas, all solutions, all creativity already exist within a limitless field, what some might call the collective consciousness or the quantum field. Every great invention, every inspired work of art, every profound piece of wisdom has emerged from this space. This field is not reserved for a select few. It is accessible to anyone who chooses to quiet their mind, open their heart, and listen. In those moments of stillness, when the distractions fade and the ego softens, we can tune into this source of divine intelligence. It whispers to us in flashes of insight, moments of inspiration, and gentle nudges that say, "This way." Have you ever had a moment where an idea came to you out of nowhere? Perhaps while walking in nature, listening to music, or just before falling asleep, it felt effortless, almost magical. That was universal intelligence speaking to you, flowing through you. The truth is, you don't need to force genius. You don't need to struggle or strive to create something extraordinary. Genius comes when you surrender, when you trust, when you allow yourself to be in harmony with the greater intelligence that surrounds you. You are connected to it all. One of the most profound realizations on this journey is that we are not separate from universal intelligence. We are part of it. You are not a solitary being navigating life alone. You are a thread in the great tapestry of existence. The ideas you receive, the gifts you offer, the creations you bring forth are not yours alone. They are part of the greater whole. When you tap into this truth, something shifts. Life becomes less about pushing and more about receiving. It becomes less about striving and more about aligning. You start to see that the answers, the ideas, the solutions you seek are already here, waiting for you to open yourself to them. Universal intelligence is the source of genius because it is the source of everything. It is infinite, timeless, and abundant. The same intelligence that orchestrates the stars and tides is the intelligence that flows through you when you sit down to write, to create, to dream. When you realize this, you begin to understand that there are no limits to what you can access, no ceiling on what you can imagine, and no boundaries to what you can become. A practice in receiving. Tapping into universal intelligence is not about trying harder. It's about being still, being present, and being open. It's about creating space for inspiration to arrive. Try this simple practice. Find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and take a few deep breaths. Allow your mind to soften. Release any need to figure things out. Simply be. Ask a question, any question you've been pondering. Then let it go. Don't force an answer. Just sit with it, trusting that the answer will come in its perfect time. Tune into how you feel. Notice any ideas, images, or words that float into your mind. This is the art of receiving, creating space for universal intelligence to flow to you and through you. Ideas may not come immediately, and that's okay. Trust that when you are ready, they will arrive. Perhaps in a dream, a conversation, a flash of insight, or a quiet moment in nature. Your role as a co-creator. You are not here to create alone. You are here to co-create with the infinite intelligence of the universe. You are part of something so much greater than yourself. Something vast, beautiful, and alive with potential. When you align yourself with this intelligence, life becomes more magical. You stop seeing yourself as separate or small. You start seeing yourself as part of the flow, guided, supported, and endlessly creative. The universe is waiting to create through you. Your ideas, your imagination, your gifts are needed. All you have to do is listen, trust, and allow. Because the truth is this: you are not disconnected. You are not alone. You are part of the great intelligence that moves all things. And when you embrace this connection, when you let inspiration and imagination flow through you, your genius will emerge, effortlessly, beautifully, and in perfect harmony with the world. You are already connected to universal intelligence. It is within you and all around you. Trust it, let it guide you, and watch as your genius unfolds. Chapter 3. Inspiration, the spark of divine guidance. Inspiration is a gift. It's the sacred whisper of something greater than ourselves, the spark that ignites a fire within us and lights the way toward creation, growth, and purpose. Inspiration arrives not with fanfare or force, but with a quiet presence that feels both exciting and familiar, like remembering something you've always known but had forgotten. It is divine guidance in its purest form, a nudge, a vision, an idea that arrives seemingly out of nowhere yet feels so perfectly aligned that you know it didn't come from your thinking mind alone. Inspiration is a glimpse of the infinite, an offering from the universe asking you to bring it to life. The question is not whether inspiration speaks to us. It always does. The question is, are we listening? Inspiration doesn't shout, it whispers. It doesn't demand, it invites. Often, it comes in quiet moments when we least expect it. When we're lost in nature, listening to music, taking a shower, or staring at the stars. It arrives when the noise of the world fades and there is space for it to be heard. Have you ever felt a sudden burst of clarity? An idea that sparked excitement in your heart? Maybe it was the thought of a new project, a story you wanted to write, a solution to a problem, or a dream that you suddenly saw in vivid detail. That feeling of, yes, this is it, is inspiration revealing itself to you. Inspiration has a language of its own, one that transcends logic and reason. It speaks through emotions, through joy, excitement, curiosity, and even through longing. When something inspires you, it feels alive. You can't stop thinking about it. It tugs at your soul, whispering, "This is for you." Recognizing inspiration. To recognize inspiration, you have to create space for it. If your mind is always filled with distractions, doubts, or to-do lists, inspiration will have a hard time getting through. It's not that it isn't there, it's that you can't hear it. Here are some ways to open yourself to the spark of divine guidance. Be present. Inspiration lives in the now. When you're fully present, in a conversation, in nature, in quiet reflection, you are more likely to hear the whispers of inspiration. Pay attention to what lights you up. Inspiration often arrives as a feeling of excitement or wonder. Notice what makes you feel alive, what stirs your curiosity, and what gives you a sense of purpose. Those feelings are your compass. Follow the breadcrumbs. Inspiration doesn't always show up as a fully formed idea. Sometimes it's a small thought, an image, or a phrase that catches your attention. Trust it. Follow it. It may lead you somewhere extraordinary. Ask and listen. Sometimes inspiration is waiting for you to ask. Take time to sit quietly, ask for guidance, and then listen. Trust that what you need will come in perfect timing. Let go of judgment. One of the biggest barriers to recognizing inspiration is our tendency to dismiss it. That's silly. It'll never work. I'm not good enough. These thoughts silence the very ideas that could change your life. Inspiration doesn't ask you to be perfect. It asks you to show up. Channeling inspired ideas. Once you recognize inspiration, the next step is to channel it, to give it space, form, and life. Inspired ideas are gifts, but they require action to be realized. The universe speaks to us through inspiration, but it's up to us to take the next step. Write it down. When inspiration strikes, write it down immediately. Don't assume you'll remember it later. Even if the idea feels incomplete or unclear, honor it by capturing it. Let it breathe. Inspiration often arrives as a spark, not a full fire. Allow the idea to grow naturally. Sit with it, play with it, and trust that it will evolve in its own time. Take inspired action. Small steps matter. You don't have to know the whole path. Just take the next step. The act of moving forward will invite more inspiration and clarity to flow. Stay open. Sometimes inspiration will surprise you. An idea may take a different shape or direction than you imagined. Stay open to what wants to emerge, even if it feels unexpected. Sacred relationship between you and inspiration. Inspiration is more than an idea. It's a relationship. It's a partnership between you and the divine, a co-creative dance that requires trust and surrender. When you say yes to inspiration, you honor the guidance that has been given to you, and in doing so, you allow it to move through you and out into the world. Understand this. Inspiration chooses you for a reason. The ideas, dreams, and visions you receive are not random. They are invitations, sacred offerings meant specifically for you. When you dismiss them, they may move on to someone else. But when you embrace them, when you show up and trust the process, you become a vessel for something extraordinary. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to know where the idea will lead. All you have to do is listen, trust, and take the first step. Inspiration will guide you the rest of the way. A final reflection. Inspiration is a spark of divine love. It's a reminder that you are not alone, that you are guided, and that you are part of something far greater than yourself. The ideas that come to you are not coincidences. They are the universe speaking directly to your soul, inviting you to create, to grow, and to share your light with the world. So listen closely. What is inspiration whispering to you? What ideas, dreams, and visions are tugging at your heart? Don't ignore them. Don't wait for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is now. Trust in the spark. It was given to you for a reason. And remember, when you follow inspiration, you are walking hand in hand with the divine, co-creating something beautiful, meaningful, and timeless. Say yes to the spark. Let it guide you. Let it flow through you, and watch as your genius begins to shine. Chapter 4. Imagination, the canvas of creation. If inspiration is the spark, then imagination is the flame. It is the force that transforms an intangible idea into something we can see, touch, and experience. Imagination is where the invisible becomes visible, where possibility becomes reality. It is the sacred bridge between the divine whispers of inspiration and the tangible beauty of creation. Too often, we underestimate the power of our imagination. As children, it was limitless, an untamed, wondrous force. We could dream entire worlds, see magic in the ordinary, and turn the mundane into something extraordinary. Somewhere along the way, as we grew up, we learned to silence that power. We were told to be realistic, to grow up, to stop daydreaming. And yet imagination is one of the greatest gifts we've been given. Imagination is not fantasy. It is not frivolous. It is the canvas upon which everything is created: art, music, innovation, love, solutions, and even the life we want to live. Without imagination, nothing new would exist. Without imagination, the world would remain stagnant and colourless. When we embrace imagination, we allow ourselves to become co-creators with the universe. We take inspiration and breathe life into it, turning it into something real. The limitless nature of imagination. Imagination has no limits, no boundaries, and no rules. It does not ask for permission, and it does not judge. It simply is pure, free, and infinite. It is a reflection of the divine within us, reminding us that we, too, are limitless beings capable of extraordinary things. Think of all the great works of art, scientific breakthroughs, and life-changing inventions throughout history. They began as a thought, an idea that sparked within someone's mind. That thought, paired with imagination, became the blueprint for creation. The airplane, the symphony, the poem, the painting, the solution to a complex problem. None of it could have existed without imagination. Your imagination is just as powerful. It is not something that only the creative people possess. It is part of you. It is your birthright. You were born with it for a reason: to create, to innovate, to dream, and to bring beauty and meaning into the world. When you allow your imagination to flow freely, you open yourself to infinite possibilities. You begin to see that the world is not fixed, it is malleable. It is a canvas waiting for your vision, your ideas, and your creations, bringing ideas to life. So how do you move an inspired idea into the realm of imagination and creation? How do you take something intangible and give it form? Nurture the idea. When inspiration arrives, let your imagination explore it. Ask yourself, what if? What if this idea became real? What could it look like, feel like, sound like? Give yourself permission to dream, free of judgment or limitation. Play with possibility. Imagination thrives in play. Let your mind wander, sketch ideas, write them down, create vision boards, or brainstorm freely. There are no wrong answers here, only possibilities waiting to be discovered. Allow the unfolding. Imagination is a process, not a destination. Let the idea evolve naturally. Sometimes it will take unexpected turns, leading you to places you didn't foresee. Trust that every step is part of the unfolding. Take inspired action. Imagination and action are partners. Begin where you are. Start small if you need to, but start. Creation doesn't require perfection, it requires movement. Release doubt and fear. Fear can stifle imagination. The inner critic will try to tell you it's impossible or silly. Gently remind yourself that imagination is not concerned with what makes sense, it is concerned with what could be. Imagination as a divine tool. I believe that imagination is one of the ways the divine works through us. When you dream of something beautiful, when you envision a solution, when you create something that brings joy, you are aligning with the creative energy of the universe. Imagination allows us to step outside of the constraints of the physical world and glimpse the infinite. It allows us to see the world not as it is, but as it could be. This is how visionaries change the world. This is how art is born, how lives are transformed, and how hearts are healed. When you imagine, you tap into something sacred. You connect with your highest self, with the divine intelligence that flows through all things. It is no coincidence that you are drawn to certain ideas or dreams. They are being given to you for a reason. They are opportunities for you to create something meaningful, something that only you can bring to life. Dream bigger. So many of us keep our dreams small. We limit our imagination because we're afraid of failure, afraid of judgment, afraid of stepping into the unknown. But I want to invite you to dream bigger. to expand your vision, to let go of what you think is realistic and allow yourself to see beyond what you know. Your imagination is not meant to stay small. It is meant to soar, to stretch, to explore the impossible and bring it into reality. It is a reflection of the divine potential within you, the part of you that knows no limits. Allow yourself to dream, not from the mind, but from the heart. Imagine a life, a creation, a world that lights you up from the inside out. Give yourself permission to explore what calls to you, no matter how impossible it may seem. The truth is, nothing is impossible when you align yourself with the infinite creativity of the universe. A final reflection. Your imagination is a gift, a tool, and a bridge to your highest potential. It is the canvas of creation, where the divine spark of inspiration takes form and becomes something real. Every great work, every beautiful creation, every solution begins with someone who dared to imagine it. You are no different. You too are capable of imagining something extraordinary and bringing it to life. So what is calling to your imagination today? What dreams, ideas, or visions are waiting for you to explore them? Give yourself the gift of imagining freely, without limits or fear. Trust that your imagination is not random. It is sacred. It is your connection to the infinite possibilities of the universe. The canvas is yours. The brush is in your hand. Dream boldly, create freely, and watch as the world begins to reflect the beauty within you. Chapter 5. The flow state where genius resides. There is a space where time seems to disappear, where the mind quiets and everything feels effortless. Ideas flow, creativity expands, and you lose yourself in what you're doing, yet somehow feel more present than ever before. This space is known as the flow state, and it is where genius resides. The flow state is more than just a feeling of soul productivity. It is a merging of yourself with the task at hand. A state where inspiration, imagination, and action align perfectly. It's as if the universe is moving through you, guiding your hands, your thoughts, and your heart. Whether you're writing, painting, building, playing music, or solving a problem, being in flow feels like magic. Because in a way, it is. The science of flow. Flow may feel spiritual, and it is, but it's also deeply rooted in science. The term flow state was coined by psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, who described it as a state in which people are so involved in an activity that nothing else seems to matter. In flow, the thinking mind steps aside and something deeper takes over, a state of pure presence, focus, and joy. When you're in flow, your brain shifts into a state of optimal performance. Neurologically, the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for critical thinking and self-judgment, temporarily quiets down. This is why, in flow, doubts fade away. The inner critic goes silent. You stop overthinking and simply do. At the same time, chemicals like dopamine, norepinephrine, and endorphins flood your brain. These feel-good neurotransmitters enhance focus, creativity, and motivation, making it easier to access inspiration and bring ideas to life. Time seems to stretch or vanish entirely because you are so absorbed in the moment. But here's the beautiful part. Flow is not something reserved for a few. It's a natural state we all have access to. The question is, how can we enter it more often? Flow as a spiritual state. While science explains the mechanics of flow, spirituality reveals its deeper truth. Flow is a connection to something greater than ourselves. It is the place where the divine and the human meet, where universal intelligence flows through us and out into the world. In flow, we become vessels for creation. The me dissolves and something larger takes over. We move beyond the limitations of the mind and tap into infinite wisdom and creativity. It's as if we are co-creating with the universe itself, allowing divine energy to move through our thoughts, our bodies, and our hearts. This is why flow feels so sacred. It's not just a peak performance state. It's a reminder of who we truly are, creative beings connected to an infinite source of intelligence. Entering the flow state doesn't come from force. You can't chase it or demand it to appear. Instead, flow emerges when you create the right conditions, when you are present, open, and engaged with something meaningful. Here are a few ways to invite flow into your life. Choose something you love. Flow arises naturally when you are engaged in something that matters to you, something that excites you, challenges you, or brings you joy. It doesn't have to be grand. Even simple activities like gardening, drawing, or playing music can spark flow. Create space for focus. Distraction is the enemy of flow. Set aside time to immerse yourself in a task without interruptions. Turn off notifications. Clear your environment. Allow yourself to focus fully on the present moment. Let go of perfection. Flow requires surrender. If you're obsessing over whether something is good enough, you'll block the natural flow of creativity. Release judgment and allow yourself to be in the process. Find the sweet spot. Flow happens when a task is challenging but not overwhelming. It's the balance between effort and ease, where you're stretched just enough to stay engaged, but not so much that you feel anxious or stuck. Use music and movement. Instrumental or classical music can help quiet the mind and open the heart, creating an ideal environment for flow. Similarly, physical movement like walking, dancing, or yoga can help you get out of your head and into your body, where flow naturally arises. Be fully present. Flow cannot exist without presence. When you immerse yourself fully in what you're doing, letting go of past regrets or future worries, you open the door to flow. Flow is a path to genius. Genius is not born of struggle. It is born of flow, of surrendering to the moment and allowing the creative energy of the universe to guide you. When you are in flow, you don't need to try harder or think harder. The ideas, the solutions, the insights, they come naturally. Flow reminds us that genius is not something we force, it is something we allow. It is the effortless merging of inspiration, imagination, and action. In flow, we are not creating alone, we are co-creating with the divine, allowing something greater to move through us. A final reflection. The flow state is a gift, a portal to our highest potential. It is where we access not just our own creativity, but the limitless intelligence of the universe. In flow, we are free, we are alive, we are exactly where we are meant to be. I invite you to ask yourself, where in your life do you feel most alive? What activities allow you to lose track of time, to forget yourself, and merge with the moment? Those are the places where flow is waiting for you. Trust in this state. It is sacred, it is powerful, and it is available to you. Whenever you choose to show up, let go, and allow yourself to be guided. Because in flow, your genius resides. Let the universe move through you, let the flow carry you, and watch your creativity, your potential, and your genius come alive. Chapter 6. Music, Silence, and Nature as Gateways. There are moments in life when we feel deeply connected, moments when a melody stirs our soul, when silence brings clarity, or when the natural world reminds us of something far greater than ourselves. These moments are not fleeting or random. They are sacred invitations. Music, silence, and nature are not just experiences. They are doorways to an expanded state of being. Through these gateways, we can quiet the noise of the external world and turn inward, accessing the limitless intelligence and creativity that reside within us. Each gateway offers its own unique path, yet all lead to the same place, a profound sense of connection, clarity, and inspiration. The transformative power of music. Music is a universal language, transcending borders, cultures, and time. It has the power to bypass the thinking mind and speak directly to the heart. When words fail, music conveys what we feel but cannot express. It stirs emotions, evokes memories, and touches something deep within us that feels timeless. Instrumental and classical music in particular hold a special kind of magic. Without lyrics to anchor us in thought, these melodies create space for our minds to wander freely. They invite us into a realm of pure feeling, where inspiration and imagination can flow without limitation. Consider how music shifts your energy. A gentle piano piece can bring peace to a restless mind. A stirring symphony can ignite passion and determination. Even a single note, played with intention, can transport us to a different state of being. When you find yourself stuck, overwhelmed, or yearning for inspiration, turn to music. Choose something that resonates with your current state or the state you wish to enter. Close your eyes and let the sound wash over you. Notice how the melodies lift your spirit, clear your mind, and create space for ideas to emerge. Music doesn't just accompany creativity, it is creativity. It reminds us of the beauty in flow and the harmony within chaos. When you allow music to guide you, you align with its energy, and in doing so, you align with the genius within. The sacred space of silence. If music is the language of the soul, then silence is where the soul speaks. In our modern world, silence can feel rare, even uncomfortable. We've become so accustomed to noise and distraction that the absence of sound can feel like a void. But silence is not empty, it is full. Silence is where we meet ourselves. It is where we can hear the whispers of intuition, the gentle nudges of inspiration, and the wisdom of the divine. In silence, the thinking mind softens and we are left with clarity and truth. The practice of silence is simple, but its effects are profound. When you take even a few minutes each day to sit in stillness, you create space for the universe to speak to you. In the quiet, you may find answers to questions you didn't even know you were asking. You may feel a sense of peace that transcends words. Silence is not about doing nothing. It's about being fully present. It's about listening, not with your ears, but with your heart. It's about reconnecting with the part of you that already knows the way. If you're feeling lost or uncertain, let silence be your sanctuary. Sit in stillness, close your eyes, and breathe. Allow the quiet to envelop you. It is in this sacred space that you will find the clarity and connection you seek. The wisdom of nature. Nature is one of our greatest teachers. It is both a mirror and a guide, reflecting the rhythms of life and reminding us of our place within the greater whole. When we spend time in nature, we reconnect with something primal and true, something that can be felt but not fully explained. In nature, we see the effortless flow of creation, the way rivers carve paths through stone, the way trees grow toward the light, the way seasons change without resistance. All of these remind us that life unfolds in perfect harmony. Nature grounds us. It quiets the mind and opens the heart. It invites us to slow down and be present, to observe the beauty and intelligence woven into every detail. A single leaf, a blade of grass, or a bird's song can awaken wonder and stir inspiration. When you feel disconnected or out of balance, step outside. Breathe in the fresh air. Let the sun warm your skin or the wind move through your hair. Place your feet on the earth and feel its steady presence beneath you. Nature has a way of realigning us, of bringing us back to ourselves and to the infinite creativity that surrounds us. Integrating the gateways music, silence and nature are not just experiences, they are practices. They are tools we can turn to whenever we need clarity, inspiration, or connection. Each offers its own unique energy, yet they all lead us to the same truth. We are part of something greater, and that greatness is reflected within us. Let music lift you. Allow its melodies to clear your mind and expand your imagination. Embrace silence as a sacred space where clarity and inspiration arise. Spend time in nature and remember the beauty and intelligence that flow through all of creation, including you. These gateways are gifts. They are ever present, waiting for you to step through and experience the magic they hold. A final reflection. The world often feels loud and chaotic, pulling us in many directions. But the beauty of these gateways is that they bring us back to stillness, to presence, to ourselves. When you feel overwhelmed, uninspired, or disconnected, remember this. Music, silence, and nature are always available to you. They are reminders of your connection to the infinite intelligence that flows through everything. Take a moment today to tune in. Play a piece of music that moves you. Sit in silence and listen to your heart. Step outside and let nature remind you of the beauty that surrounds you. Through these gateways, you will find inspiration, clarity, and the genius that already lives within you. Chapter 7. Tuning into intuition. There is a quiet voice within each of us, a voice that gently guides us, nudges us, and reveals truths we might otherwise overlook. This voice is not loud or forceful. It doesn't compete with the noise of the world. Instead, it speaks in whispers, subtle feelings, and inner knowing. This voice is your intuition, and it is one of the most profound gifts you've been given. Intuition is your direct line to divine intelligence, a bridge between your conscious mind and the infinite wisdom of the universe. It is always with you, always guiding you, whether you're aware of it or not. The challenge is not whether intuition exists, but whether we are tuned in enough to hear it and trust it. When we strengthen our connection to intuition, we open ourselves to a deeper level of insight, clarity, and alignment. We begin to see that the answers we seek are not somewhere out there. They are already within us, waiting to be uncovered. What is intuition? Intuition is often described as a gut feeling, a hunch, or a sudden knowing. But it's so much more than that. It's a deep and innate wisdom that transcends logic and reasoning. It's the part of you that knows the way, even when your mind cannot see it. You've likely experienced moments of intuition before, moments when you just knew something without knowing how. Perhaps you felt drawn to a certain path, thus avoided a decision that didn't feel right, or received a sudden insight that brought clarity to a situation. Those moments were not coincidences. They were your intuition speaking to you. Intuition is not bound by time or space. It connects to a higher perspective, offering guidance that aligns with your highest good. It doesn't rely on the five senses. Instead, it taps into the energy and intelligence of the unseen. It's as if the universe is whispering directly to your soul, saying, "This is the way." Why we struggle to hear it. In today's fast-paced, noisy world, it can be easy to miss the voice of intuition. We've been conditioned to rely on logic, external validation, and analytical thinking, often dismissing our inner knowing as irrational or unimportant. Over time, this disconnect can make intuition feel distant, even though it has never left us. Fear and doubt can also cloud our connection to intuition. We second-guess ourselves, worrying about making the wrong choice or what others might think. But intuition isn't about pleasing others or avoiding mistakes. It's about aligning with truth, your truth, and trusting that the guidance you receive is leading you exactly where you're meant to go. The good news is that intuition is like a muscle. The more you practice listening to it, the stronger it becomes. And the more you trust it, the more clearly it will speak to you. Strengthening your intuition. If you want to deepen your connection to intuition, the first step is to create space for it. Intuition thrives in stillness, presence, and trust. Here are some ways to strengthen this sacred connection. Slow down. Intuition speaks in whispers, and you can't hear it when your mind is racing. Create moments of stillness in your day, whether through meditation, quiet reflection, or simply pausing to breathe. When you slow down, you create space for intuition to rise. Pay attention to your body. Intuition often speaks through the body. A flutter in your stomach, a sense of lightness, or even tension can be signs of inner wisdom trying to guide you. Learn to tune into these sensations and trust what they're telling you. Ask and listen. Your intuition is always there, but sometimes it's waiting for you to ask. When you're facing a decision or seeking clarity, take a moment to ask, what feels right? Then listen, not with your mind, but with your heart. Journal your thoughts. Writing can be a powerful way to connect with intuition. Set aside time to journal without judgment or overthinking. Allow your thoughts to flow freely onto the page and notice what insights or patterns emerge. Trust the first feeling. Intuition often speaks first, before the mind has a chance to analyze or overthink. Pay attention to that initial sense of knowing. It's usually the voice of your intuition. Spend time in nature. Nature has a way of grounding us and clearing the mental clutter that blocks intuition. Take a walk, sit by the ocean, or simply spend time outdoors. Let the stillness of nature help you tune in to your inner voice. Learning to trust. One of the most important aspects of intuition is trust. It's one thing to hear the voice of intuition, but it's another to act on it. Trusting intuition requires courage. Courage to follow your inner knowing, even when it doesn't make logical sense, even when it feels uncertain. But here's the beautiful part. The more you trust your intuition, the more it will guide you. Each time you listen to it, you strengthen your connection to this divine wisdom. You begin to see how intuition leads you toward alignment, growth, and opportunities you might not have seen otherwise. Start small. Follow the gentle nudges and see where they lead. Over time, you'll build confidence in your ability to hear and trust your inner wisdom. The gift of intuition. Your intuition is a gift, a divine compass that is always guiding you toward your highest path. It doesn't shout or demand. It simply waits patiently for you to listen. When you strengthen your connection to intuition, you open yourself to a world of possibilities. You begin to navigate life with a sense of ease and clarity, trusting that you are always being guided. Intuition doesn't guarantee that the path will always be easy, but it does ensure that the path will always be true. Remember, intuition isn't separate from you. It is you. It is the voice of your soul, the whisper of the divine, the inner knowing that reminds you of your infinite potential. A final reflection. Take a moment to reflect on your own intuition. What is it saying to you right now? What messages, feelings, or insights are quietly rising within you? Trust that voice. Nurture it. Let it guide you. Your intuition is a sacred gift. Listen to it, trust it, and watch as it leads you to the life you are meant to live. Chapter 8: Artificial Intelligence, AI as a Creative Collaborator. In this age of rapid innovation, we find ourselves at a unique moment in history. Technology is advancing in ways that once seemed unimaginable, and among the most groundbreaking developments is artificial intelligence. For some, AI might seem like a cold mechanical force, something that operates independently of human creativity. But what if we saw it differently? What if we embraced AI not as a replacement for human imagination, but as a partner, a collaborator, a tool to amplify the genius within us? AI is not here to take away our creativity. It is here to expand it. It can help us access new ideas, overcome mental blocks, and bring our visions to life in ways that are faster, broader, and more dynamic than ever before. When we approach AI with curiosity and intention, we can unlock its potential as a powerful ally, a bridge that connects our imagination to limitless possibilities. The harmony between human and machine. At its core, AI is a reflection of human ingenuity. It operates based on patterns, knowledge, and frameworks created by people. But what makes AI remarkable is its ability to process vast amounts of information and generate outputs that spark fresh ideas and perspectives. AI doesn't replace our innate creativity. It enhances it. Imagine having a brainstorming partner who never tires, who is always ready with suggestions, and who can adapt to your unique vision. That is the essence of AI as a creative collaborator. It takes what we already possess, our inspiration, imagination, and intuition, and amplifies it, offering us new ways to express and expand our ideas. This relationship between human and AI is not one of competition, it is one of harmony. AI provides the tools, and we provide the soul. Together, we co-create, breaking the myths around AI. It's natural to feel hesitant about technology that seems so advanced. Some worry that AI might diminish human creativity or make art, writing, and innovation feel less authentic. But here's the truth. Creativity doesn't come from a machine. It comes from you. AI is not the source of genius. It's a conduit. It is a tool, like a brush in the hands of a painter or a chisel in the hands of a sculptor. The magic happens when you bring your intention, your vision, and your unique perspective to the process. AI doesn't create meaning. It helps you shape and amplify the meaning you want to express. Using AI to amplify your genius. So how can we embrace AI as a creative collaborator? How can we use it to expand our imagination and bring our ideas to life? Here are some ways to integrate AI into your creative process. Idea generation. One of AI's greatest strengths is its ability to generate ideas. Whether you're writing, designing, or problem solving, AI can offer fresh perspectives and possibilities you might not have considered. Use it to brainstorm, explore concepts, or break through creative blocks. Refining and enhancing AI can help you refine your work, whether it's editing text, enhancing visuals, or optimizing a design. It offers tools to polish and perfect your creations, freeing you to focus on the bigger picture. Exploring new mediums, AI opens doors to creative mediums that might feel unfamiliar or intimidating. For example, if you're a writer, you can use AI to experiment with visual storytelling. If you're an artist, you can use AI to explore generative art. These tools invite you to step outside your comfort zone and try something new, overcoming blocks. We all face moments when creativity feels stuck. AI can help you move past those blocks by offering a starting point, a suggestion, or even just a spark of inspiration to reignite your imagination. Collaborating, not controlling. Remember, AI is a collaborator, not a controller. You are always in the driver's seat. Use AI to support your vision, but trust your intuition and creativity to guide the process. AI as a reflection of humanity. What's fascinating about AI is that it reflects our collective knowledge, creativity, and innovation. It holds within it the patterns and possibilities that humanity has built over generations. When we work with AI, we're not just interacting with technology, we're engaging with a collective intelligence that mirrors the best of what we've created and imagined. But there's one thing AI can never replicate: the human soul. It cannot feel the passion behind your ideas, the love you pour into your creations, or the depth of your personal experiences. That is what makes you and your genius irreplaceable. When you collaborate with AI, you're bringing something to the table that no machine ever could: your heart, your perspective, your essence. AI can support and enhance your vision, but it is your authenticity that gives meaning and power to what you create. A partnership for the future. As we move forward into this new era of creativity, the relationship between humans and AI will only deepen. But it is up to us to shape this partnership with intention and integrity. By embracing AI as a creative collaborator, we can expand the boundaries of what's possible. We can dream bigger, create faster, and innovate in ways that honor both our individuality and our connection to the collective. AI is not here to replace us. It is here to remind us of the infinite potential that lies within us when we are willing to explore and experiment. A final reflection: AI is a tool, a powerful one, but it is just that, a tool. It holds no inherent genius, no creativity of its own. The spark, the vision, the meaning, that all comes from you. When you approach AI with an open heart and a curious mind, it becomes a partner in your creative journey. Together, you can co-create something extraordinary, something that blends the limitless capacity of technology with the boundless creativity of the human spirit. So ask yourself, how can I use this tool to amplify my vision? How can I collaborate with AI in a way that feels aligned, intentional, and true? Artificial intelligence is not the future of creativity. You are. And with AI as your collaborator, there is no limit to what you can create. Chapter 9. Overcoming creative blocks. We all encounter moments when creativity feels elusive, when the flow that once seemed so natural slows to a trickle or stops altogether. These moments can feel frustrating, even discouraging, but they are a natural part of the creative journey. Creative blocks don't mean that something is wrong with you or that your ideas have run out. They are often gentle signals, inviting us to pause, reflect, and realign. These blocks don't arise to defeat us, they come to teach us. And when we approach them with compassion and curiosity, they can become opportunities for growth, clarity, and deeper connection to our creative power. The roots of creative blocks. To overcome creative blocks, we must first understand where they come from. While they may manifest differently for each of us, there are three common culprits that often stand in the way: perfectionism, fear, and people-pleasing. Perfectionism. Perfectionism is the voice that says it's not good enough. It convinces us that we need to refine, revise, or start over endlessly until our creation meets some unattainable standard. But perfectionism is not about high standards, it's about fear. The truth is, perfection doesn't exist. Creation is inherently imperfect because it is alive, dynamic, and deeply human. When we strive for perfection, we strip our work of its soul. We forget that beauty lies in the rawness, the vulnerability, and the authenticity of what we create. Let go of the need for your work to be flawless. Instead, focus on making it honest. What matters most is not that your creation is perfect, but that it is true. Fear. Fear shows up in many forms. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. It whispers, what if it's not good enough? What if people don't like it? What if I fail? But fear is not your enemy. It is a natural response to stepping into the unknown. It arises when you are pushing boundaries, growing, and creating something that matters. The presence of fear often means you're on the right path. Instead of resisting fear, acknowledge it. Say to yourself, I see you and I understand why you're here. Then choose to move forward anyway. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to create despite it. People-pleasing. People-pleasing is the quiet thief of creativity. It tells us to shape our work according to what others might want rather than what feels authentic to us. It whispers, will they like it? Will they approve? But true creativity cannot flourish when we are constantly seeking validation. Your genius does not need approval. It needs freedom. You are not here to create what others expect. You are here to create what is uniquely yours. When you let go of people-pleasing, you reclaim your power. You give yourself permission to create for the joy of it, for the growth it brings, and for the beauty it adds to the world. Letting go and finding flow. Overcoming creative blocks is not about forcing yourself to create. It's about letting go of the resistance that stands in your way. Here are some ways to move through blocks with grace and compassion. Release perfectionism. Remind yourself that your work doesn't need to be perfect, it needs to be real. Embrace the imperfections as part of the process, knowing that they are what make your creation authentic and meaningful. Make space for play. Creativity thrives in playfulness. Give yourself permission to create without an agenda or outcome in mind. Experiment, explore, and have fun. When you let go of pressure, ideas flow more freely. Take small steps. Sometimes creative blocks feel overwhelming because we're trying to tackle too much at once. Break your project into small, manageable steps. Focus on one piece at a time and celebrate each step forward. Trust the process. Creativity is not a straight line. It's a winding path with peaks and valleys. Trust that the blocks are temporary and that the flow will return. Be patient with yourself and honor the pace of your journey. Reconnect with your why. When you feel stuck, take a moment to reflect on why you create. What inspires you? What brings you joy? Reconnecting with your purpose can reignite your passion and help you move past the block. Practice self-compassion. Be gentle with yourself. Creative blocks are not a reflection of your worth or talent. They are simply part of the process. Treat yourself with kindness and remember that you are doing your best, the gift of creative blocks. As frustrating as creative blocks may feel, they often hold hidden gifts. They ask us to pause, to reflect, and to realign with what truly matters. They remind us to let go of perfection, fear, and the need for external approval. When you approach a creative block with curiosity, you might discover that it's leading you to something deeper, a new perspective, a fresh idea, or an opportunity to grow. Instead of seeing blocks as obstacles, see them as invitations to reconnect with your authentic self. A final reflection. Creativity is not about being perfect, fearless, or universally loved. It's about showing up, being true to yourself, and creating from a place of joy, authenticity, and love. The next time you encounter a creative block, remember this. It is not here to stop you. It is here to teach you. Let go of what no longer serves you and trust that the flow will return. Your creativity is infinite. The blocks are only temporary. Keep creating, keep dreaming, and watch as the genius within you comes alive once more. Chapter 10. Letting go and trusting the process. There is a profound beauty in letting go, a quiet strength in surrendering to the flow of life and trusting the process. Yet for so many of us, this can be one of the hardest lessons to embrace. We live in a world that glorifies control, effort, and certainty. We're taught to have a plan, to push forward, and to hold on tightly to outcomes. But creativity, like life itself, doesn't work that way. Creation is not a straight path. It ebbs and flows. It has seasons of growth and seasons of stillness. And while we might try to force inspiration, the truth is that the most meaningful, soul-aligned creations emerge not from control, but from surrender. Letting go is not about giving up. It's about releasing the need to know exactly how things will unfold and trusting that they will unfold in divine timing. It's about stepping into the flow of inspiration and allowing it to move through you, knowing that the process will take you exactly where you are meant to go. The illusion of control. Control gives us a sense of safety. We cling to it, believing that if we just plan enough, work hard enough, or think things through enough, everything will go perfectly. But control is an illusion. The truth is, the most extraordinary moments in life and creativity often happen when we least expect them. They arise not from our attempts to control, but from the spaces where we allow, trust, and surrender. When we let go of control, we make room for the magic of the unknown. We open ourselves to possibilities that our limited minds could never have planned. We create space for inspiration to flow and for the universe to surprise us with something even greater than we imagined. What it means to surrender. Surrendering doesn't mean sitting back and doing nothing. It doesn't mean abandoning your dreams or giving up on your creative pursuits. Surrender is an act of trust. It's about showing up, doing your part, and then releasing attachment to the outcome. When you surrender, you acknowledge that there is a force greater than you at work. Call it the universe, divine timing, or simply the flow of life. You trust that this force is guiding you, even when the path is unclear. Surrender is not passive, it's active. It's a conscious choice to align yourself with the rhythm of life, to release resistance, and to trust that you are being led exactly where you need to be. The flow of inspiration. Inspiration flows most freely when we stop trying to force it. Creativity is not something we can control or schedule. It's something we invite. Like water, inspiration cannot be grasped or held. It can only be allowed. Think about a time when you were truly in flow. Did it happen when you were trying to force an idea, or did it happen when you were relaxed, open, and present? Inspiration often comes in the quiet moments, in the spaces where we are simply being, not striving. When we surrender to the process, we allow inspiration to move through us in its own time and way. Instead of chasing ideas, we become receptive to them. Instead of forcing creativity, we create space for it to emerge naturally. Letting go of the outcome. One of the greatest challenges in trusting the process is letting go of the outcome. We often attach ourselves to a specific vision of how things should turn out, but this attachment can block us from seeing the bigger picture and limit the flow of creativity. Letting go of the outcome doesn't mean you don't care. It means you trust that whatever happens will be for your highest good. It means you're willing to release your grip on how things unfold and embrace the journey, knowing that it's all part of the process. When you let go of the need for perfection or certainty, you free yourself to create with joy and authenticity. You allow your work to evolve, to take shape in ways you might not have planned but are infinitely more beautiful. Trusting divine timing. There is a rhythm to life, a divine timing that is always at play. Sometimes things move quickly and everything seems to fall into place effortlessly. Other times, progress feels slow and we wonder if we'll ever reach our destination. But just as the seasons change in their own time, so too does the creative process. There are moments of rapid growth and moments of stillness, and both are equally valuable. Trust that the timing of your journey is perfect, even if it doesn't align with your expectations. Trust that the pauses are not wasted time, but sacred opportunities to rest, reflect, and realign. Trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Practical ways to surrender and trust. Practice presence. Let go of the future and focus on the present moment. Inspiration and clarity arise when we are fully here, not lost in what's next. Release the how. You don't need to know every step of the journey. Focus on the next right action and trust that the rest will unfold in its own time. Celebrate progress. Instead of fixating on the end result, celebrate each step you take. Every small action is a victory and a part of the larger process. Let go of perfection. Remind yourself that your creations don't need to be perfect, they need to be honest. Trust that what you're creating is enough. Find joy in the journey. Creativity is not just about the final product. It's about the process of bringing something to life. Find joy in the act of creating, no matter where it leads. A final reflection. Letting go and trusting the process is not always easy, but it is always worth it. It invites us to move beyond fear, doubt, and control and into a state of flow, trust, and alignment. The next time you feel stuck or uncertain, take a deep breath and remind yourself, you don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to force anything. All you have to do is show up, take the next step, and trust that the universe is guiding you. You are not creating alone, you are co-creating with the divine. Trust the process. Let go of what no longer serves you and allow the genius within you to flow freely and beautifully. Chapter 11. Seeing the divine connection in everything. Have you ever looked up at the stars on a clear night and felt a sense of awe so profound it brought tears to your eyes? Or noticed the intricate veins on a leaf and marveled at the quiet genius of its design? These moments remind us that life itself is an extraordinary masterpiece, woven together by an intelligence far greater than we can comprehend. This intelligence is not just out there in the vastness of the cosmos or the beauty of nature, it is within each of us. When we begin to see the divine connection in everything, we recognize that our genius, our creativity, and our potential are not separate from the universe, but are reflections of its infinite love and interconnectedness. The interconnected nature of all things. Everything in existence is connected. The air we breathe, the earth beneath our feet, the stars above us, all of it is part of a greater whole. This interconnectedness is not just poetic, it is a profound truth. Science has shown us that the atoms in our bodies were forged in the hearts of stars, that the energy we use to create is the same energy that fuels the sun. Spiritual traditions teach us that we are all part of a divine web of life, bound together by a shared essence. When we recognize this, we begin to see genius not as something that belongs to a select few, but as a universal gift. Genius is the creative force of the universe expressing itself through us. It is not something we possess, it is something we participate in. Genius as a reflection of love. At its core, the universe operates on love, not the romantic or conditional kind of love, but a deep, unconditional force that binds everything together. Love is the energy that moves planets, grows forests, and inspires us to create. When we create from a place of authenticity, when we let our inspiration flow, we are participating in this divine love. Our creations, whether they are works of art, solutions to problems, or acts of kindness, become reflections of this love. They are our way of contributing to the harmony of the universe, our way of saying, I see the beauty in everything, and I want to add to it. Genius, then, is not about ego or achievement. It is about connection. It is about recognizing that the ideas, insights, and creativity that flow through us are gifts, given not just for our own benefit, but for the benefit of all. Recognizing the divine in everyday life. Seeing the divine connection in everything doesn't require grand gestures or extraordinary experiences. It begins with presence, with the willingness to notice and honor the beauty in the ordinary, in nature. Look at the intricate patterns of a flower, the strength of a tree, or the endless dance of the ocean waves. These are not random, they are expressions of the same intelligence that moves through you. In others, when you look into someone's eyes, see beyond their actions and words. See the light within them, the spark of divinity that connects you both. In yourself. Recognize that the same force that created galaxies created you. Your desires, your dreams, your unique gifts are not accidents. They are part of the divine design. In challenges, even in moments of struggle, there is a thread of connection. The lessons you learn, the strength you gain, and the wisdom you uncover are all part of the greater tapestry of life, living in alignment with the divine connection. When you begin to see the divine connection in everything, your perspective shifts. Life no longer feels fragmented or isolated. You realize that your thoughts, actions, and creations are part of something much larger. This awareness invites you to live in alignment with the flow of the universe. It encourages you to create with intention. Recognize that your creations have the power to inspire, heal, and uplift others. Create from a place of love and connection. Honor the journey. Trust that every step, whether it feels clear or uncertain, is part of a greater plan. Embrace unity. See yourself not as separate, but as an integral part of the whole. Celebrate the uniqueness of others while honoring your own. Be grateful. Gratitude amplifies the divine connection. Take time each day to appreciate the beauty and genius around you, a reflection of infinite possibility. The divine connection is a reminder of infinite possibility. It shows us that we are never alone, that we are always supported, and that our genius is part of a greater unfolding. When you create, you are not just expressing yourself, you're expressing the universe. When you dream, you are not just imagining for yourself, you are imagining on behalf of something much greater. And when you live with love and intention, you contribute to the harmony of the whole. A final reflection. Take a moment to look around you. What do you see? A flower blooming? The smile of a loved one? The sky painted with light? These are not separate from you. They are reflections of the same energy, the same divine connection that flows through you. And now take a moment to look within. Feel your heart beating, your breath rising and falling. That rhythm is the rhythm of the universe, the pulse of creation itself. You are not separate. You are connected to everything. Your genius is a reflection of the love and intelligence that flows through all things. Honor it, trust it, and let it guide you. Chapter 12. Love, Forgiveness, and Opening the Heart to Genius. At the center of every meaningful creation, every inspired thought, and every act of genius is the heart. The heart is where love resides, where forgiveness blossoms, and where the energy of creation is most alive. When we open our hearts to ourselves, to others, and to the divine, we unlock a deeper well of creativity, one that flows not from effort, but from alignment with our true essence. Love and forgiveness are not just virtues, they are transformative forces. They heal the wounds that block our creativity and restore the connection to our authentic selves. When we embrace love and forgiveness, We release the barriers that keep us small and make space for the infinite genius within us to shine. The power of love in creativity. Love is the ultimate creative force. It is the energy that brings life into being, that inspires us to dream, and that moves us to create beauty and meaning in the world. Love connects us to our higher selves, reminding us that we are part of something greater. When you create from a place of love, your work carries a unique energy. It becomes a reflection of your heart, infused with authenticity and intention. This love is not about perfection or praise. It's about the joy of creating something that feels true to you. To create with love, you must first extend that love to yourself. So often we are our own harshest critics, holding ourselves to impossible standards and doubting our worth. But creativity flourishes in an environment of self-acceptance, not self-judgment. Loving yourself means embracing your humanity, your strengths, your imperfections, and your unique journey. It means recognizing that you are enough, just as you are, and that your creativity is a gift, not a measure of your worth. Forgiveness as a path to freedom. Forgiveness is a powerful act of liberation. When we hold on to resentment toward ourselves or others, we create energetic blocks that stifle our creativity and dim our light. These unspoken burdens weigh us down, keeping us from accessing the flow of inspiration and imagination. To forgive is not to condone hurtful actions or forget painful experiences. It is to release the hold they have over you, to free yourself from the grip of anger, shame, or regret. Forgiveness is not for the other person, it is for you. When you forgive, you open a space in your heart for healing, peace, and creativity to flourish. You let go of the energy spent on holding on to the past and redirect it towards something life-giving, your art, your dreams, your purpose. Forgiveness is also essential in your relationship with yourself. How often do we hold ourselves accountable for every perceived failure, every moment of imperfection? Yet, true genius arises when we release self-judgment and allow ourselves to be vulnerable, imperfect, and beautifully human. Healing and self-acceptance. Creativity flows most freely when we are whole, when we have embraced and integrated all parts of ourselves, even the parts we once rejected. Healing is not about erasing the past, it's about transforming it. It's about taking the lessons from our wounds and turning them into wisdom, strength, and light. Self-acceptance is the foundation of this healing. When you accept yourself fully, you create a safe space within you where your creativity can thrive. You no longer fear failure or judgment because you know your worth is not tied to the outcome. Healing and self-acceptance take time, but they are worth every moment. Each step you take toward loving and forgiving yourself is a step toward unlocking the full brilliance of your creative potential. How love and forgiveness unlock genius. When you open your heart to love and forgiveness, something incredible happens. You reconnect with the essence of who you are. This reconnection brings clarity, inspiration, and courage. It allows you to create not from a place of fear or pressure, but from a place of joy, freedom, and authenticity. Here's how love and forgiveness unlock your genius. They free your energy. Holding on to anger, regret, or self-doubt drains your energy. When you release these burdens, you reclaim that energy for creation. They open the flow of inspiration. A closed heart blocks the flow of inspiration. When you open your heart, you invite new ideas, insights, and possibilities to come through. They cultivate courage. Love and forgiveness help you let go of the fear of failure or judgment. They give you the courage to take risks, explore new ideas, and create boldly. They align you with your authentic self. Genius comes from authenticity. When you love and accept yourself, you align with your true essence, and your creations reflect that truth. A final reflection. Love and forgiveness are not just gifts you give to others, they are gifts you give to yourself. They are acts of courage and healing that unlock the full power of your heart, your creativity, and your genius. When you create from a place of love, your work carries a special energy, one that resonates deeply with others and contributes to the greater harmony of the world. When you forgive, you free yourself from the past and step into the infinite possibilities of the present. Take a moment today to reflect on what your heart needs. Is there someone you need to forgive? Is there a part of yourself that needs love and acceptance? Trust that as you open your heart, your creativity will flow, Your inspiration will deepen, and your genius will shine. Love and forgiveness are the keys. Open your heart and watch as the beauty within you transforms the world around you. Chapter 13. Purpose and Destiny, the Genius Path. There is a reason you are here. There is a reason you have the dreams, gifts, and desires that you do. These are not random, they are divine markers, gently guiding you toward your purpose and calling. Your purpose is not something outside of you. It's not something you need to search for or chase. It is already within you, waiting to be uncovered. It is woven into the fabric of who you are, a seed planted long before you were born. And when you align with this purpose, you step into a flow of life that feels natural, inspired, and deeply fulfilling. This alignment is the genius path, a journey of self-discovery, creativity, and connection to something greater. It is a path that invites you to trust in the divine plan for your life and to embrace the infinite potential that is already yours. The call of purpose. Purpose is not always loud or obvious. It doesn't always come with flashing signs or grand revelations. More often, it speaks in whispers, nudges, and moments of clarity. It calls to you in the things that light you up, the activities that bring you joy, and the dreams that feel so big they scare you. Purpose is the intersection of your passions, your gifts, and the needs of the world. It is the unique way you are meant to contribute, to create, and to leave your mark. But purpose is not a destination, it is a journey. It evolves as you grow, revealing itself step by step, moment by moment. If you feel uncertain about your purpose, know this. It is already within you. Your only task is to listen, to trust, and to take the next step forward. Destiny and the divine plan. Destiny is not about fate or fixed outcomes. It is about alignment, aligning your actions, choices, and energy with the higher plan for your life. This plan is not something imposed upon you. It is something co-created by you and the divine. Think of destiny as a current in the river of life. When you fight against the current, life feels hard and progress is slow. But when you surrender to the flow, trusting in the direction it's taking you, everything becomes easier. You move with grace, carried by a force greater than yourself. Your destiny is not separate from your purpose. It is the fulfillment of it. It is the realization of your infinite potential, the unfolding of the unique genius that only you can bring into the world. Aligning with your purpose. Aligning with your purpose begins with self-awareness. It requires you to turn inward, to listen to the whispers of your heart, to trust the guidance you receive. Here are some ways to align with your purpose and step onto the genius path. Follow what lights you up. Pay attention to what excites you, what brings you joy, and what makes you feel alive. These are clues pointing you toward your purpose. Listen to your intuition. Your intuition is a direct line to divine guidance. Trust the feelings, ideas, and inspirations that come to you, even if they don't make logical sense at first. Embrace your unique gifts. You were given specific talents and strengths for a reason. Don't compare yourself to others. Instead, focus on what you do best and how you can use it to serve the world. Be open to the journey. Purpose is not a fixed path. It's a living, evolving journey. Be willing to adapt, to explore, and to follow where life leads you. Serve something greater. Purpose is ultimately about contribution. Ask yourself, how can I use my gifts to make a difference? How can I serve others and create something meaningful? Fulfilling your infinite potential. You are not meant to live a small, constrained life. You are here to expand, to grow, and to step into the fullness of who you are. Your potential is infinite because it is connected to the infinite intelligence of the universe. Fulfilling your potential doesn't mean striving for perfection or achieving more. It means becoming the truest, most authentic version of yourself. It means expressing your gifts, following your passions, and trusting that your life has a purpose far greater than you can imagine. Each step you take on the genius path brings you closer to this fulfillment. Each act of courage, each moment of creativity, each decision to trust yourself is a step toward the life you are meant to live. The role of trust and surrender. To align with your purpose and fulfill your destiny, you must trust the process. You must trust that the universe is guiding you, even when the path feels unclear. You must surrender the need to control every detail and allow life to unfold in its divine timing. Surrender doesn't mean giving up. It means releasing resistance. It means letting go of fear, doubt, and the need for certainty. It means trusting that you are always being supported, even in moments of challenge or uncertainty. When you trust and surrender, you step into a flow of life that is rich with possibility. You align with your higher purpose, and the path becomes clear. Walking the path of genius. The genius path is not about achieving greatness in the eyes of the world. It is about living in alignment with your true self, creating from a place of love, and fulfilling the unique purpose you were born to fulfill. It is a path of courage, authenticity, and connection. It invites you to see your life as a work of art, a masterpiece in progress, and to trust that every experience, every joy, every challenge, every step is part of the design. You are here for a reason. Your gifts, your dreams, your genius are needed. When you align with your purpose and trust in your destiny, you contribute to the harmony of the universe. You become a light, a force of creation, and a reflection of the infinite love that flows through all things. A final reflection. Take a moment to reflect on your purpose. What lights you up? What dreams are calling to you? What gifts have you been given, and how can you use them to make a difference? Trust that these questions are not just for you to answer. They are for you to live. Your purpose is not something you will find all at once. It will reveal itself as you take each step, as you follow your heart, and as you trust the process. You are on the genius path. Align with your purpose, trust in your destiny, and watch as your infinite potential unfolds before you. Conclusion. Embrace your inner genius. As you've journeyed through these chapters, I hope you've come to see that genius is not reserved for a select few. It is within each of us. It is not some unreachable ideal, but a state of being, a connection to the infinite intelligence and love that flows through everything. Your genius is unique to you. It is expressed through your gifts, your imagination, your passions, and your presence. It is the spark that lights your ideas, the voice that whispers inspiration, and the energy that compels you to create, to share, to grow. This genius within you is not about perfection or comparison. It is not about what others think of your work or whether your efforts meet an external standard. It is about alignment, aligning with your true self, your purpose, and the divine flow of life. You don't need to search for your genius. You only need to allow it. It is already there, waiting for you to say yes. Trust your imagination. Imagination is the playground of genius. It is where inspiration takes form and where the boundaries of what is possible dissolve. Your imagination is not a frivolous escape. It is a sacred tool. It allows you to dream beyond limitations, to create what has never been, and to bring beauty and meaning into the world. Trust your imagination, no matter how wild or uncertain it may feel. Follow the ideas that excite you, even if they seem impractical. Let yourself play, explore, and dream. Genius thrives in the freedom of imagination, in the courage to dream big and create boldly. Co-creating with universal intelligence. You are not creating alone. The universe is always with you, guiding you, supporting you, and collaborating with you. When you open yourself to this partnership, you step into a flow that is effortless and expansive. You begin to see that your creativity is not just yours, it is a reflection of the divine. To co-create with universal intelligence is to trust the process. It is to surrender control and allow inspiration to flow through you. It is to recognize that your genius is part of something much greater, a contribution to the infinite web of life. This co-creation is not just about what you create, it is about who you become in the process. As you align with the divine, you grow in wisdom, love, and authenticity. You become a vessel for light, a channel for inspiration, and a source of beauty in the world. A final call. So here is my invitation to you. Embrace your genius. Say yes to the ideas, the dreams, and the whispers of inspiration that come to you. Trust your imagination, even when it feels uncertain. Let go of perfection, fear, and doubt, and allow your creativity to flow freely. Your genius is needed. Your light, your gifts, your unique perspective are a vital part of the whole. When you create from a place of love and authenticity, you contribute to the harmony of the universe. You inspire others to do the same. The world doesn't need you to be perfect. It needs you to be you. It needs your heart, your courage, and your willingness to create. So step forward. Trust the genius within you. Trust the process. Trust the infinite intelligence that guides you. You are capable of extraordinary things. You are already enough, and the world is waiting to see what you will create. The journey of genius is not about reaching a destination. It is about embracing who you are every step of the way. Trust yourself, trust the universe, and let your light shine.